So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, man, when you marry a woman, you put her in the most powerful position that a woman could be in. A married woman who has a husband who does whatever is necessary to put her in the best position to win. You know, a guy who pays all the bills and makes sure that she doesn't have a financial need or concern in the world. That's the most comfortable position a woman can be in. She's in a more comfortable position than a woman who has to go out and make the money herself. That woman may be more financially independent, I guess, but not necessarily, because when a woman marries a man, then she has access to all of his money, so his money is her money. That's why I tell you, men, to pay the cost to be the boss. The problem comes when you pay the cost, but you don't want to be the boss. Then you just end up being a guy who takes care of a woman who's going to end up not appreciating it. And that's how many men end up having these wives who cheat. Now, somebody sent me a video on IG, man, where this state trooper pulled a car over, and lo and behold, you would never believe who was inside the car and why she was inside the car, nor who she was inside the car with. And I'm going to be honest with you. The way this guy handled it, man, is textbook. It is thorough. And again, it just goes to show that many men are starting to forego these emotional responses that end up getting men killed and locked up, and handle it like an alpha in a non-emotional, completely logical manner. And also valuing themselves as the prize. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, the reality of the matter is this. You can't control a woman unless you control her environment. And if you're a man who pays the cost to be the boss, you have to understand that you are in control of the environment. Any man who pays the cost to be the boss is the boss. You make the rules, you break the rules. For example, if you have a job right now, your boss, the company owner, is the boss. He tells you everything you need to do, tells you what time you need to be there, tells you what time you can leave, tells you what time you can go to lunch, tells you how long you can go to lunch for. Why? Because he's tougher than you? Because he's bigger than you? Because he's meaner than you? No, because he pays the cost to be the boss. That's the benefit of paying the cost to be the boss in any scenario. As a matter of fact, he's so much of a boss, in fact, that he can say, I'm not going to be here every day. I got too much paper. I'm going to go play golf. Let me assign you another boss to be your boss. And you know what you got to do? You got to respond to that person as your boss. Why? Because the boss, the man who pays the cost to be the boss, put that in effect because he wanted to. That's how you men have to start viewing your relationships. If you pay the cost to be the boss, then you make the rules. You set the rules. Anybody who breaks the rules gets terminated. Now, granted, it's a little bit more complicated when you decide to sign your name on the dotted line and say, I do. But nonetheless, you lose whatever you have to lose. You do whatever you have to do. Because when you put yourself in that situation and you pay the cost to be the boss, but you're not the boss, you end up in situations like this. Now, if you don't catch your woman, you just have no idea what she's doing. If you don't catch her in the act, you don't know what she's doing. Let's take a look at this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on the real too.
What are you doing? Follow my finger?
No, I mean, I had a glass of wine.
Hands out to the side. And bring your finger to the tip of your nose. Slowly. Back out. One more time, same hand. Now, other hand. Exact same time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know this woman? How do you know this woman?
Tinder.
Huh? Huh? Is your first time out with her? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm curious why you're asking about our dating.
Oh, well, it's the only issue is that's my wife.
Pardon me?
Yeah, you are pardoned. I will pardon you. Because I'm not. This is
literally.
no, it's not on you.
Says she's single.
That's on you. You're not the one that made a Tinder profile while you were married. So.
Hey, Can I put my hands down?
You know, why don't you put your hands out? Why don't you grab her stuff out of the car and you can actually leave. You go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Hop in over here. Yeah, the driver's side. Keep your hands on the vehicle, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah. Give me her stuff. Everything that's hers in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you give me that? Yep. Just right there. Yep. Her phone. Good.
Can I sit down?
Yeah. You, go ahead. Actually, ma'am, step away from the vehicle. Keep your hands up. Excellent. And you have a good one, sir. Have a good one. Head on out.
Sorry, officer.
Yes, you are. Yep. Uh-huh. So,
Did you really just...
I think there's nothing for you to say. You're gonna just stay here. You should call your mom and have her get the rest of the things from my place tonight.
Are you
Okay?
serious?
Yeah. This was not how I was expecting my workday to go.
Now I know some beta male, some man Johnny gonna come in here and say, "What, Dr. BOA? Sometimes you just gotta love one woman wrong to be free, Dr. BOA. You can't put no handcuff on a woman, Dr. BOA. Just cause she your wife don't mean she don't want to go out and have fun, Dr. BOA. See, that's the problem with you men over here in the hospital, Dr. BOA. You think you're supposed to be able to control the environment with the woman. But let me tell you something. You can't control the woman. The woman is the boss. The women that had time, the men already that had time to run the world. Now it's time for women to run things. That's what me and my buddy Charlamagne and God think. So I'm gonna tell you like this, Dr. BOA. You can keep on talking this to these men over here, and y'all just leave all these women that don't make good wives out here for me and my buddies out here, and we'll take them all and we'll treat them like queens, Dr. BOA. They don't need to listen to you. I don't need to listen to you. Unsubscribe. Okay, unsubscribe, sucker. But before you go, let me tell you this. When you think about all of the things that a man takes on and responsibility when it comes to having a wife, when it comes to raising a family, when it comes to being a provider, being a protector, it's a whole lot more difficult, time-consuming, man, and a whole lot more focus and energy is required to protect and provide for a family than it is to protect and provide for yourself. So that in itself should be enough of a reason for a woman to buy into the process of doing whatever it is you want her to do and understanding that you make the rules. Now, when I say that a woman should be submissive, I'm not talking about a woman being a slave. I'm not talking about I say jump, you say how high. I'm talking about I put the plan down for our family and you do everything in your power to execute your part of it. With no backlash, with no talk, with no nothing. Because when it all goes down, when everything falls, if it ever falls, then the ball is going to be in my court. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to turn us back into a renting franchise again. So when you see a scenario like this guy who was in the car with her, and he sounded very convincing that he had no idea she was married. And this is the problem. A woman is not going to be on a dating profile and say, I'm married. Some of them will. Some of them say, I'm married. And then they'll tell you how unhappily married they are and all that. But the majority of those women who say they're single, there's probably about 30 to 40% of those women who are married. Some of those women are newly married. Some of those women are pregnant. You have to understand, man, that when a woman is with a man, if he gives her everything, it doesn't make her work for anything, she gets bored. She has too much free time on her hand. And we understand that a woman's idle mind is the devil's playground. So we must keep in mind that if you got a woman, yeah, you can take care of her all you want to. But if you pay the cost, you got to be the boss. What does the boss do? He gives the employees responsibilities. If you have a job, you work 8 hours, guess what? You got some work that's going to last you the whole 8 hours. You might have something left over. You got to come back and finish up the next day. You might have to stay late. Might have to take work home. That's what a boss does. The boss gives you a responsibility to make the whole thing work. And if everybody takes care of their responsibility, then the whole machine keeps running fluidly. The problem with the majority of you men out here is that you go out here and you go do all this work and to bring home the bacon, man, and you ain't even got a woman at home, man, that's taking care of nothing. She ain't doing no cooking. She ain't doing no cleaning. She ain't doing no nothing. She ain't going to school. She ain't doing nothing. And everything that's going on is something that she calls fun. Well, let me tell you what the most fun thing in the world to do for a woman is. Be chased by men. Be pursued by men. Be validated by men. Be told how beautiful she is by men. Be lusted upon by men. That's one of the most fun activities for any woman, no matter what her age is. I was having a talk with a chick the other day, man, about wearing her shorts too short. I'm talking about the bottom of her butt cheeks hanging from under her shorts. And she said she wants to be classy. How can you be classy like that? You don't want to be classy. You want to be validated. You want to be pursued. You want to be chased. And the thing is, it doesn't matter why. Let me tell you something about a woman being chased. A woman only wants to be chased because of her beauty. She only wants to be chased because of her sex appeal. So there's no doubt in this guy's mind, and that's why he did the right thing in cutting this woman loose. Because there's no doubt in his mind. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in the mind of the dude she was in the car with. If they hadn't been sexually active already, they were about to be. And these are the type of things that we have to understand as men. You have to wrap your mind around the concept that if your woman is not in your sight, you have no idea what she's doing unless you keep her busy. See, guys are always talking about, man, don't worry about what she ain't doing when she with you. Well, whatever she ain't doing, yes, you do worry about it. If you the married a woman, man, you a fool not to worry about what she doing, man. The woman could bring you home anything, man. Before you know it, man, she got some cat stalking you, man, trying to rob you or whatever. Or she done brought you some disease you can't get rid of. Yes, you do need to be concerned with what she's doing, but only because you got her doing things. Give her a honey-do list. You got the beta male simp man Johnny who gets a honey-do list. Well, the alpha king, you give your woman a honey-do list. Give her some things to do every day. Give her some tasks to complete. Take some of your tasks and give them to her. Give her something to do every day, because if you leave her there bored with nothing to do, she is going to start messing around online, and before you know it, she in people DM, people in her DM. She on all these dating sites, all these things, man. There are guys who are finding out, man, that their women have multiple dating site accounts, multiple Facebook accounts, multiple Instagram accounts, multiple YouTube accounts, multiple email accounts, a couple of hidden phones. Man, you got to understand, man, that women are not that crafty. It's just that men don't pay no attention because men are generally just too aloof to even pay attention to what's going on. Like this guy right here, who knows when he found out? But the problem is, by the time he found out, his woman was already on a date with the dude. It got that far, right under your nose. So these guys are talking about, man, well, you know, a woman gonna do what she gonna do. No, a woman gonna do what you tell her to do. If you run the thing if you run a tight ship, give her something to do and make consequences and repercussions if she doesn't get that done. She like to shop? Okay, make her earn her keep. She want a new car? Okay, make her earn her keep. She want to go to school? Okay, make her earn her keep. Whatever she want to do, you make her earn it. I mean, you make her earn it by putting in work. You make her put in work. You give her responsibilities that need to be done. And then you keep her from having all of this free time. Can she still squeeze somebody in her free time, in whatever little time she has? Yes, she can. But can she squeeze more into 5 minutes or 5 hours? You do the math on that. So I say to you men, so you won't get caught up in a scenario like this, you better find something for your woman to be busy with. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't have any type of business that you have or that you're trying to start or any type of work that she could put in, man, then you don't even need to have her. You don't need to have a woman if you don't have anything for her to do in your life. But just be there. Or you be one of these guys on Instagram talking about showing pictures of her in little bitty shorts like she ain't even your wife. Talking about, well, this is why I work 60 or 70 hours a week. No, you work 60, 70 hours a week because you're a beta male simp man giant provider. While she's at the crib hanging out. You pull up, she's out there in some little bitty shorts, man, talking to the lawn maintenance dude. Or you pull up, man, she's out there being flirtatious with some shorts on, talking to the guys who just delivered the furniture. Or you pull up and she's out there being flirtatious with me and I'm just walking around the neighborhood, man, taking pictures. So you got to keep in mind, man, give your woman something to do, because if you don't, Satan surely will. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.